Set those alarm clocks, in the United States at least. The New Orleans Saints are in London, along with the Minnesota Vikings, who are feeling plenty jolly after that late rally last week.
Cousins, he's got him, touchdown, it's Osborne again!
It took Kirk Cousins a while to figure it out, but good times can still be had even if JJ isn't the star of the episode. Mix in some Thelma, Michael, maybe Ned the Wino. In this case, mix in some Adam Thielen.
Wide open, there he is, Adam Thielen!
And some KJ Osborne. Not only did he come up with the game winner, he came up with a big catch right before that, too.
And he completes it to Osborne. They're in field goal range.
Justin Jefferson, another quiet game. 6 targets, 3 receptions, just 14 yards. That's back-to-back stinkers for him.
Just like last week, Jefferson has not been able to get open much here in this ballgame.
Even so, his presence will likely lead to lots of one-on-ones with Marshawn Lattimore, only involved in 1 target last week. Better to avoid him in some games. Saints' pass defense as a whole comes in off a solid outing. DB P.J. Williams gave up a long touchdown, but other than that, they held Baker Mayfield in check. 170 yards, 6.8 yards per attempt, rating in the low 80s. They've gotten plenty of good play from their back end so far this season. Cameron Jordan is going to draw plenty of attention from Minnesota's line. New Orleans' top QB Hunter picked up his first QB takedown last week.
Starts with the defense. It starts up front. Starts with me.
He'll be chasing Cousins around this week. Cousins only got sacked once on 42 dropbacks against the Panthers, but he got hit 7 times, pressured on 31% of his dropbacks. That's pretty high.
Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's like, we don't want these guys to get too comfortable.
Under that pressure, Cousins still came through, though, especially when it mattered.
And Minnesota is in front with 45 seconds to play.
Cousins' counterpart does not come in with the same mojo. Jameis Winston is dealing with a hurt back. It didn't stop him from chucking it up all game long in Week 3. 41 pass attempts versus Carolina, 353 yards, a TD, and 2 more INTs. That's 5 in his last 2 games. Some say it's maybe vintage Jameis.
We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to find a way to finish drives, and we will.
He takes on a Minnesota defense that gave up 277 yards to Jared Goff, but they held him to 6.8 yards per attempt, rating of just 79, only gave up 1 TD, came up with a pick.
And Metellus does pick it off!
Winston has fallen in love with rookie Chris Olave, had the most targets in Week 2, most in Week 3 by 6. Last week made more of them count, too. 9 catches, 147 yards.
Chris Olave getting it done for the Saints.
Here is the problem, though. When the defense knows a QB is enamored with a receiver, it's easier to pick him off. Both Winston's INTs last week on throws to Olave.
And it's picked.
And who is he going to?
Olave.
You better believe it.
And why not?
What Winston needs to do is play Where's Waldo more often. Cameron Dantzler had the beanie on last week for the Vikes. 7 targets, 7 receptions allowed, 74 yards, a TD.
Into the end zone goes TJ Hawkinson, the tight end.
Patrick Peterson, on the other hand, 8 receptions, 3 targets, 45 yards, 2 passes defensed.
Patrick Peterson knocks it free from Chart. Peterson, the crafty veteran.
He could find himself in front of Michael Thomas plenty.
So good at the contested catch throughout his career.
And the Vikings should expect plenty of Winston dump passes to Alvin Kamara. He came back last week, second most targets with 7, but just 2 catches, 12 yards. Another area the Saints need to improve in. Kamara the runner, always an X factor when they hand it off.
Cutting it up inside, Kamara has some room.
Never know how often it'll happen game to game. Last week, 16 times, 61 yards.
And this is why they miss him so much. 27-yard gain.
The Vikings run game should be a given. Dalvin Cook in Week 3, 17 carries, 96 yards, 5.6 a pop.
Cook bounces it outside. He's got the edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Vikings.
Saints didn't handle CMC great last week either. 108 yards allowed, 4.3 a run, and as a whole gave up 4.7 a run to Carolina.
We talk about stopping the run. Today was not stopping the run. They averaged almost 4.5 yards or 5 yards a clip.
Vikings fans, the game is in London, not in Paris, not in Frankfurt, London. I mean, how hard can it be to get the location of an NFL game right? You know what I mean? Anyway, get your keys to the game and your predictions into the comments section. I'm pretty sure they go there. And our predictions go on this screen.